Welcome back, everyone, to another amazing Company Affairs 2 Ready the Cast. And this time, we are looking at a 2v2 sent in by the glorious Linus Kekistan, or as I know him, Alan. And as I'll call him, Alan. He's playing as the Soviets, and his friend is the Soviets. And this replay was actually called, or named, apparently, Welcome to Stalingrad, which is from this thing.
Welcome to Stalingrad. You're about to begin the greatest moment of your life. The Germans have lost hundreds of tanks and planes.
Oh, shit. Hold on.
Hitler's brutalized hordes are now advancing towards Stalingrad over mountains of their own death.
Yeah, you get the idea. So I have high expectations for this replay because of how it is called and stuff. We have combat engineers building some special rifle command. So tier 1 already on the field. His friend is Blur. And I think it's a random. Now on the German side, the Nazis, we have Jožik over here playing as the OKW with the Overwatch doctrine already selected. And 7656111, or sorry, 7656111. 98876629094. I will call him 765, and the map is Elst Outskirts, which is a pretty decent 2v2 map, you know, can't really complain too much. Of course, a bit slow on the beginning on the caps due to, you know, building the special rifle command. We've got some penals already being produced. A couple penals coming out for Alan, and he's already selected the armored assault tactics, which is actually a pretty good idea, not gonna lie. The reason why it's a pretty good idea to select armored assault is because later down the line you get the IS-2 heavy tank and the T-3485s, of course. You get the L-2 Sturmovik attacks, which is quite nice. You get the repair crew training, which is also pretty good. But the best thing is if we switch over to just the fog of war, right? You don't see what's going on. But now, oh no, I see Volksgrenadiers completed. It's this radio intercept. So this is obviously really, really good because it allows you to basically hack the enemy construction queue and intercept what they're building, which is of course pretty nice because it gives you the ability to sort of see what things are coming your way before the fog of war allows you to, and that is a massive advantage. Now Alan is pushing up to the left side. Looks like the numbers guy is having some issues because he's built a Kuba-wagon, but he's being pushed away. However, it kind of seems like Alan's friend over here, Blur, is kind of biting off a bit more than he can chew. He's sending conscripts all over the map to try to cap some points. Alan should probably push up and cap some points right now, utilizing the absence of his enemy, because, as I said, Blur is biting off a bit more than he can chew, and now he's going to get kind of double-teamed. So, the way Elst Outskirts kind of tends to work is that the middle is kind of ignored because of how weird it is with the hedgerows and stuff, and all the negative cover that is around, and people just kind of fight on the flanks. Got the, of course, nice field point that can be easily cut off. Same thing on the other side, of course, kind of specular map design. It's not an asymmetrical map. And now Alan is pushing up with 2 penals, actually, and this Kuba-wagon is pretty destroyed, I'm guessing. Yup, it's gonna go down. And now, even with the Sturm Pioneers closing into close range, it kind of seems like the left side is gonna fall over to the Soviets. We've got 2 penals. And yeah, that the penal is definitely going to be enough to defeat these 2 enemy infantry squads. We have another Volksgrenadier coming in, but I highly doubt that it's going to make any difference. Blur has not gone for a tier 1, he's gone for a tier 2 support armor compania, and we do have a couple of conscripts, a flamethrower, and actually 3 conscripts trying to push up. Looks like some Jaeger line infantry is being called off already from Jožik. Can't really spawn those in buildings anymore. but it's definitely going to be effective against conscripts and stuff like that. So I still like this purchase. And this, folks, perhaps if the penals had chased them down, they would have killed them. But oh well. We have another folk squad. Yeah, it's just a nice push for the Soviets on the left side. They're probably gonna at least decap the left side fuel. With 600 manpower, though, I feel like Alan could be going for a sniper right now and starting to pick off some enemy infantry, or maybe another penal. Because at the moment we only have 3 squads over here, and of course one of these squads is kind of sitting around getting reinforced. Or perhaps even a field infirmary for some healing. That would be pretty nice. But, you know, nice and easy engagement has been won, and yeah, fuel point has been secured. Although for how much longer, I doubt it, because of course here we go with the battle group headquarters already been built by Numbers guy, and he's already reinforcing, of course, as you can see. The other penal is coming down. We do have something being built. Yeah, the field infirmary. Okay, engineers are retreating to build some kind of structure with the 100 fuel, so I'm guessing it's going to be a tier 3. However, we do have a bit of an issue of blob fights on the right side. Of course, when blob fights are happening like this, the Germans are always going to come out on top because of the superior stats of their units. So Blur is really making a mistake by opting into this blob fight with his own blob. Looks like he's lost 1 conscript. He really should be trying to lure them into this Maxim machine gun. And he's also going for a tier 3, so that means that perhaps he could go for an Su-76 and start to pump out those Su-76 artillery barrages pretty soon. Now Alan is retreating back to base to heal up with the medics, and he's actually going for a support armor Campania, which is an interesting choice. Oh, wow, Cubewagon surviving with like no HP somehow, as per fucking usual. Sure hope you're not hearing my iced tea being poured into the glass. At least for drinking it, I mute my mic because otherwise you hear my thing. This is a bad cap. Shouldn't do this. Don't do this. Wanna know why? Because it doesn't cap faster. And if something comes in and blows you up, you're gonna die. Same thing in Company Affairs 1, actually. It's not, actually, maybe in Company Affairs 1 it is faster to cap with multiple units, but I don't know. Penals have been healed up. We have a machine gun. They can probably come down and support in this fight. The Germans have come back sort of into the left side, and they're capping some points. I'm not so sure about Alan's current tactics. He's trying to play it safe, playing it from very long range, which is really not the, I guess, forte of the penals. And oh, right now he's even in negative cover. Should probably get the fuck out of there. Oh, here comes the machine gun setup though, and we do have the satchel charge coming in. Wow, instantly pinned. That was really fast. That's because they were very close. Yeah. When units are closer, they take more damage, and they also take more suppression damage, which is obviously pretty nasty. But it kind of looks like the engagement is still gonna go decently for the Soviets because of their own machine gun being around. Yeah, this is where that support weapons Campania being produced is coming into play. I like the fact that he's sort of side-teching, because now he's able to get the ZIS free, which is obviously a very important unit. And perhaps even a mortar would be nice to deal with the MG34 with the smoke. And there goes the Maxim being sniped by the Jaeger Light Infantry. I see on the right side we have a ZSU-17 AA, obviously coming out of the Tankovy Battalion Command. Yeah, not the biggest fan of it, to be completely honest. At least not in this situation, because what we have over here is we have a German guy who's been able to sort of entrench himself pretty well on his side of the map. So yeah, going for that Going for that AA half-track really isn't going to change that all that well. Oh, we have a Schwer Panzer quarters. I feel like Alan's major mistake over here was that he could have played more aggressively on his side. I'm not really too much of a fan of how he was kind of hanging around with his penals. He probably could have played more aggressively, and if that had been the case, then this Schwer Panzer quarters would not be going up this far ahead right now. But this might be a blessing in disguise, I guess, for the Soviets, because the Schwer Panzer quarters going up pretty quickly and also pretty far forward surely is going to... ooh, PTRS is going to get some shots, actually, while it's building, right? Oh, he's going for a satchel. I see. Oh! Oh, that's so sad. It finished building before the satchel could go off. Is the second satchel going to go off? Oh, yeah, this might be the end of the Schwer Panzer quarters. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Like, it's just providing an opportunity for the Soviets to take it out. So, well played. He saw what was happening, and, yeah. Saw what was happening and was able to pretty easily destroy it. And he even destroyed it after it was completed, which means that the resources haven't been refunded. And I guess the Nazis are just charging into the penals, and that goes about as well as you might expect. And one squad of infantry is wiped out. On the right side, we have the Nazis being entrenched like right next to the Soviet base. To be completely honest, if I was Alan right now, I would cap a couple of points and then I would swing around and try to flank this MG and try to get some wipes by positioning yourself across the retreat path. Because the Germans over here are decently strong, but are actually in a decently vulnerable position. Because this is a Maxim, this is still a Maxim, sure. But that's the only machine gun that he's got, and he's floating actually 1,000 manpower, which of course the Soviets can't really know about that, but yeah. Shock troops on the field for Blur. He's gone for the counterattack tactics, and hopefully we'll get some B4s later down the line. And yeah, as you can see, the second Schwer Panzer quarters is being built in a much more conservative position, right near the battle group headquarters, which is of course going to provide a much more secure base for the Nazis to defend this AA gun building, because he can keep infantry around here most of the time due to the reinforcement and the healing that this thing provides. However, this can also sort of backfire onto the Nazis, because it is kind of boxing the Germans into one secure location that is going to be a really nice and tempting target for the B4, but also for things like this machine gun sort of posting itself right at the exit of this little area and just immediately suppressing everyone. So as you can see, with pretty minimal forces, now the Soviets are able to box in basically the entire OKW blob. And I can't help but notice that Numbers Guy has gone for the Scavenge Doctrine, which is another Jaeger Doctrine. There goes one of the Volksgrenadiers, which is another Jaeger Doctrine. So we have both Nazi players going hard on the Jaegers. We even have the Ostwind available to Numbers Guy, of course, with the Schwer Panzer quarters already being set up. He could go for the Ostwind in just a couple of minutes, which is going to be rather effective against Alan at the moment. But Alan is also floating 200 fuel, and now he has the manpower to actually use it, and probably is going to go for a tier 4, to be honest. Straight for the tier 4, straight for some T-3485s, perhaps. And, of course, T-3485s are going to absolutely crush most units that can come out of the Schwer Panzer quarters. So it's actually pretty effective against OKW. I like this usage of the Kubwagen, which is still alive, capping the right side. Fuel. The Soviets actually have potentially like a big Kubwagen. Actually, no, because it's... Actually, he cannot cap with the ZSU. I thought that there was, like T-70s and stuff. Where it gained the capping ability at Vet 1. Very favorable position for the Russians at the moment. Oh, grenade assault. Nice dodge. Perfect. Oh, here comes an artillery barrage. Oh, actually being pretty effective. Yeah, Zis artillery barrage. Now the Zis can actually push up, and he's got a pretty good line of sight on the Schwer Panzer quarters. If Alan was so inclined. 5 penals on the field. That's an interesting strat. That's a lot of penals. Although, to be completely honest, he can upgrade like a couple with PTRSs for anti-vehicle utility, and then keep the rest as like SVT penals, as anti-infantry. And I don't know. I feel like that can work. And here comes the Panzer IV on the field for Jožek. Yeah, there goes the infantry over there. I'm not exactly sure what purple guy over here, Blur, was thinking sending in those shock troops alone. But now that he knows that there's a Panzer IV on the field, he could try to go for a tier 4, to be completely honest. He's got 147 fuel, which means that he can spend 100 on the tier 4 and then wait for 4 minutes or so and have 150 fuel for a KV-1, which would do pretty decently against the Panzer IV. Would do pretty decently against the Panzer IV, and the Nazis at the moment have a pretty strong strategic situation because of the control they have on the right side. The left is pretty decently secured by the Soviets. However, I still think that Alan should be trying to get some kind of help to his teammate, or in alternative, make a hard push towards the Schwer Panzer quarters, utilizing this AT gun, or perhaps even purchasing a second one, although, he's going for the tier 4, so he's going to have the T-3485, so I guess redacting everything, as soon as the T-3485 is available, he should try to push and take out these trucks, because I feel like that could unhinge Numbers Guy pretty heavily. Numbers Guy could get wiped, and then that would free Alan to move north. We have an interesting little forced deployment over here from the Nazis. Oh, I hear artillery. That is a 105mm howitzer barrage. Oh, was that on the AT gun? Oh, it was over here. Oh, damn. Actually, okay, pretty effective. This penal is kind of lucky to make it out alive, and this Jaeger is also lucky to make it out alive due to the Schwer Panzer quarters suppressing that penal squad. Strafniki are meant to die. Couple AT guns on the field for Blur. Paired up with the ZSU half-track. That is actually a pretty nice combo in my opinion. Because this thing can suppress the infantry that's coming in to try to destroy the AT guns. Of course, only if it's actually forward enough to shoot. Because if you're keeping it out of range, it's not useful for anything. Anyway, and the 2 AT guns can protect it from enemy vehicles. So I actually kind of like this thing. Perhaps you could even try out... Perhaps you could even try this out, like, more seriously, like getting out a couple of the ZSU half-tracks. This is only 90 munitions. And the Soviets generally do float munitions pretty heavily. Just, like, go with, like, 3 AT guns or so and a couple of AA half-tracks. I feel like that could be a nice, like, little ball of death. Anyway, Ostwind is on the field in the south. The T-3485 is coming through, though. And in the north, yeah, see, the thing is, you're not keeping the ZSU forward, so the Jaegers are able to destroy the AT guns. Yeah, it's not ideal. The Germans are still boxed into their HQ area in the south, but they have gotten a support gun out to try to break out, and that has actually caused the MG to withdraw, which is pretty good. Nice capping coming in. And, yeah, the Panzer IV is just kind of moving in and wiping it. What in the flying fuck? Gah? I have never seen someone place mines like this in Company of Heroes 2. That's quite interesting. Is he expecting the Panzer IV to come into his base? Huh. I don't know, my dude. This seems very weird. Oh, wow. The Jaeger's actually salvaging the AT gun. Very Sigma male play. I agree. Oh, the other Jaeger squad might actually die from... Oh, but that's just so unlucky. That Jaeger squad deserved to die. Like, damn. And now you're lacking one of the AT guns. Kinda sad, isn't it? Holy shit! This free 76mm divisional field gun actually wipes someone with the barrage. Yeah, the T-34-85 being out and the Ostwind being countered is pretty bad, of course, for Mr. Numbers Guy. And I think Alan can just, like, gather up everything at this point and just kind of push for the Schwer Panzer quarters. Pushing with the T-34-85. He doesn't notice, of course, but Numbers Guy doesn't even have a Raketenwerfer, so he's got no counter to the T-34-85. If he just pushes in and uses the T-34 to soak up the damage of the Schwer Panzer quarters and keep the AT gun in the rear safe and shooting, he can just destroy this thing pretty quickly. And he's got a ton of munitions as well, so he can drop down some satchel charges and, you know, more quickly destroy these two things. These two trucks, you know? He's even got an air attack, which could be pretty useful. In the meantime, it kind of seems like the right side Nazi guy is... He's kind of trolling. Like, he's letting the Soviets come in and decap his fuel point when it really should not be happening at all. But, alright. Damn. Jaegers being trolls. Still doesn't have the G43 sniper rifle. Yeah, Jaegers are pretty fucking useless without that thing. Here comes a couple of blue guys. Ah, the one Pino might be going down. Yup, it's gonna go down. And now here comes the T-34-85. Gonna hopefully go after this Ostwind, although maybe it's just gonna wipe this Jaeger. Maybe it's just gonna wipe this Jaeger and... oh, is he gonna survive? Oh my god, that's so lucky again. Damn, not really too enthused with the use of the infantry over here. I feel like they should have been kept around the T-34-85 a little bit more. Here comes an Il-2 Sturmovik attacks, actually. I guess Alan was feeling like it was a bigger push than it actually is. It's just some random infantry. Yeah, and the Il-2 Sturmovik attacks is gonna be pretty useless because of that. Here comes the Panzer IV? Trying to duel it out with a T-34-85? I feel like that's a pretty bad idea. Even if the T-34-85 probably should play it safe. It is showing rear armor. And the AT gun has been decrewed, but still a T-34-85. I feel like Alan's mistake at the moment is not going for a couple more engineers to repair his tanks quicker, because he has the armored assault, so he's gonna probably have the S2 heavy tank as well, so he's gonna need a lot of repairing capacity. Yeah, the right side Jaegers. Not sure how is it possible that Blur is even like capturing a single point at all. Obersalon on the field? And yeah, for instance, like, this T-34-85 is going into battle without being fully repaired when, had there been, like, a couple more engineers on the field, this would obviously not be happening. But actually, Alan has a lot of vet penals now, and that is a pretty strong core of infantry that he can use. Here comes a Panther, and yeah, that's honestly the window in which Alan could have just come in and destroyed these trucks might just pass because of the Panther being on the field. Although, I mean, if he can come in and recap the field point, then that doesn't really matter now, does it? Because Alan is able to cap middle and southern VP, hold down the yellow player, and cap the fuel. At that point, that is a pretty decent position for the Allies, and he's even got a fuel cache over here, so that's a pretty decent extra fuel income. Oh, here comes a bundle grenade. I expected that to do more damage to the building. Okay. Bundle grenade. I swear bundle grenades used to like almost completely destroy these covers or these garrisons. Really? What even is this right side? They're just kind of staring at each other. And he's going for a Goliath! Let's fucking go! I'm actually so excited for this. He's got so many munitions! He can, like, spam out, like, 6 Goliaths and troll. This is fantastic. I love Goliaths. Goliaths are hilarious. Yep. Yeah, Panther moves in, unsupported and alone, and fucking immediately comes in and sees the AT gun. Really? You've gone for a heavy machine gun? It might be a bit too late. Like, 4 vet-free penals, like, you can just, like... You could just flank it pretty easily. Alright, let's speed it up. I see that... Oh. Oh, that's what Yojic was going for. He was going for the king, of course. Who would have guessed it? Numbers guy cannot go for the king because he's gone for the Panther. And, I mean... Alan is now going for the S2, it seems. To be completely honest, he seems like he's in a pretty good spot with the S2. He can just use the T-34 for utility, the S2 to push in and just kind of tank shit. Yeah. I still think he should be playing more aggressively. And even at this point, even with the Panther on the field, I still feel like destroying these trucks is possible. Like... Numbers guy is on the verge of getting wiped, like, basically all the time. Because, look at him. He's got no resources. And, yeah, he's got no resources and almost no units on the field. And basically most of his value is tied up in this area right here. So if you go in and clear this, then it basically becomes a 2v1, you know? KV1 is on the field for Blur. I'm really thinking you should be building a fucking B4 at the moment because your opponent is just kind of sitting around a lot, to be completely honest. Oh, here comes the Panzer IV. Oh, but the Panzer IV is... The Panzer IV has gone into the wrong neighborhood, motherfucker. Wow, that's so lucky. That is just so incredibly lucky. Oh, Alan sees this. Alan sees this and he's coming in with the T-34-85. A mistake I'm kind of seeing is that he's got no infantry to back it up, although seems like he's kind of thinking about not doing it. KT's still on the right side, still just kind of trolling around. Okay. Damn, that penal's pretty unfortunate. Okay. That was a Goliath, was it? Yeah, that was a Goliath. Oh, and here comes a sector assault. So the AT guns are going to be forced out. And the KV-1 heavy tank is... What is it doing? Why is it... Oh, but that's just an AI move. Why aren't you just moving? He decided to reverse for whatever reason? Okay, what a way to just waste your KV-1. The S2 is being a bit ambitious to move into the sector assault area. Again, I feel like the infantry support is kind of lacking here. But... there's just some funky shit going on in the south. Why isn't this AT gun firing? What? Damn. Okay, main gun destroyed. Okay. Yeah, S2 is on the field. Again, I feel like the infantry support there should be necessary. And there goes the Panther. All right, T-34-85 hunting it down close to the HQs. Very, very close to the HQs. Look at these HQs. They're so juicy. Man, Yojik is floating 2k manpower. He also needs to be playing more aggressively. I feel like if just either of the two winning like players on each side, either Yojik or Alan, was playing just a bit more aggressively, I feel like they could have basically wiped their opponent and secured a win by now. But this hasn't happened, and you know, it is what it is. And now it's basically an open game. Although Alan is sitting at 94 pop cap with tons of... Oh, there goes numbers guy. Well, I guess effectively he's been wiped. Here comes the satchel charge. Yep. Yep. And now if this guy can retreat. There we go. Almost dead, but I mean, the AT gun is going to finish it most likely. Oh, actually, here comes IL-2 Sturmovik attacks. There we go. And 105mm howitzer barrage, you know, because maybe the AI wanted to destroy its own truck. But, you know, there goes the Schwer Panzer quarters. King Tiger coming in to try to rescue the AI, which is a pretty bad idea at the moment. Yeah, you didn't rescue your ally when he was a player, and now you're trying to rescue him when he's an AI, which is a pretty bad move. But the King Tiger is gonna get satcheled. It's gonna get anti-vehicle satcheled, and actually I feel like the T-34 over here could be sacrificed to destroy the KT, but maybe Alan is gonna want to try to play it safe, wipe some of the infantry, do some attrition. And I mean, now the south side is completely over. Although, taking control and holding this fuel point might be a decent one. Love the friendly fire coming in from the Schwer Panzer quarters. Okay. Where is the B4, my dude? Where is the bloody B4? Anyway, the VP situation is actually just dead on even, and oh, okay, all right. I mean, I guess this is happening. Coming in with free AT guns, but they're gonna get sector assaulted. Yep, there goes the Su-85 because it decided to not retreat. At this point, you might as well have sacrificed it to try to destroy the Schwer Panzer quarters. Wait, it's alive? What? Excuse me? That's just insane. You need engineers. You just need engineers at the moment. You actually just need engineers at the moment because you cannot repair your vehicles. You? Go? Oh, damn. IS-2 actually showing its superiority once again. Love how it's chasing down the infantry. Okay. I mean, at this point, it can just come in and kill the trucks pretty easily. Where is the KT? The KT is being repaired by the AI Pioneers, which is hilarious. Because he does have a mechanized regiment headquarters over here, and he's not using it for whatever reason. I have no idea what is supposed to be happening. Oh yeah, and here comes the push. Here comes the push with the IS-2 and the Penals, and that's going to be the end of this truck area, and that's probably going to also mean that then Alan is going to finally come in and wipe the rest of the Germans on the right side. Again, if just Yojik or Alan had, like, gone in for the kill earlier, I feel like they could both have just, like, gone into the enemy bases and wiped all of the units of their opponent, their specular opponent, and then just go around and double team the other guy. Oh. Engineers, my dude. Engineers. You've gone for an Su-85, but you still don't have an engineer squad. You absolutely need one. Lamau. There goes the Stuka. Well. This poor guy is dead. Look at him. Look at him. He's so dead. Anyway, back to the players. KT moving in. There goes a Kuba wagon. There goes another Kuba wagon. There goes the flak half track. Just AI things. Why are you not just capping this? There's nothing defending it. I don't know, it's so weird. Okay. Luke's goes down. There goes the truck, and now I'm feeling like this King Tiger is in deep fucking shit. Look at him. He's actually in a position where the Pinos could come in and try to satchel. Plus, there's just a nice concave of Soviet units over here with the Su-85 that can pour in some penetrating damage from the long range. And the IS-2 that can go in and finish the job. Oh shit, Pinos with MG-34. Oh, and here comes shock troops. I'm like, here comes a conscript squad to AT grenade. But no, the fucking conscripts are back at fucking base. Not reinforcing. And I feel like this could be risked with these tanks to take out the KT, but I mean, game's pretty much over at this point anyway, because middle can be easily capped, and this guy's gonna take forever to repair. So yeah, although I guess the Soviet tanks are gonna take forever to repair as well. Where the fuck are the engineers? Where the fuck are the engineers? Gah? Interesting. Oh, wait, I'm an idiot. Huh. Now, that is interesting. He's gone without any engineers with the vehicle crew self-repair. I see what's going on here. It's a pretty, like, it's certainly a lot faster than a single engineer squad, or maybe even two. But it leaves your tanks in a potentially vulnerable spot, and especially what I don't like about this is, yeah, leaving your... Are you seriously destroying your T-gun with satchel charges? You could have done it with your tanks. You could have done it with your tanks. Would have been saving munitions again. Anyway, it's very expensive on your munitions, and it leaves your tanks exposed while they're repairing, which is not exactly the greatest thing possible. Shock troops trolling around. How does this go on for so long? Like, it kind of looks like this is over. Well, there's no way the rest of this game is actually in any way interesting, right? I don't think. What is this Stuka? I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of this purchase. I feel like if Yojic wanted to try to carry the game, even 1v2, he could have done it by going for a Panther or something. Because afterwards he would have like a super giga, like Ubermensch OKW army. Instead he went for a Stuka, which is... it's not a unit I'm the biggest fan of. And yeah, now the vet-free penals are gonna just do the vet-free penal shit. And here comes, ooh. That guy got gunned down. Oh. KT is just trying to face fight like 3 AT guns that are blobbed up in the same spot. And yeah, here comes the IS-2 for the wipe. I'm guessing this is the wipe, right? Schwer Panzer Quarters is destroyed. The Penals are trying to charge in, but they're gonna get basically annihilated by the gunfire. These two guys, no, this guy needed to be attacking with the other guys. But I mean, look at this. The free tanks with the armored assault. This is what this doctrine is all about. You know, you're at this point in the late game and you're like, hello. Satchel charge check fails. Still think Alan is being too timid. Honestly, he could just like charge in and like keep the Su-85 firing and keep the IS-2 firing all the time. Of course, the Panzer IV not even getting hit because now he gets hit. Holy moly! That was the fragmentation show. Jesus Christ. That was pretty effective. Oh. Well, okay, you've got to love the anti-tank Stukas and pathfinding issues. Oh, why is the King Tiger doing this? I mean, yeah, okay, now you've destroyed that guy, right? But... wait, what? Why can he not... oh. Wait, what? Okay, well, they're just... there goes all the tanks from the sector assault. Very interesting. Very interesting. Honestly, there's no way this King Tiger should have survived that. But between the fact that this guy has a PTRS, so he couldn't drop the anti-vehicle satchel charge for whatever reason. Because he had a PTRS equipped. Yeah, PTRS 41 rifle equipped, which is hilarious. Yeah, I couldn't do that, so get fucked. Plus, I don't know, just Soviet tanks just missing 17 shots in a row. And yeah, the little air support thing, which is pretty nasty. Oh, and there goes the vet-free machine gun. Well, I mean, I guess the Nazi tanks now aren't repairing anymore, which is, yeah. And there's a triple cap, you know, free VPs. So I'm gonna call this as being over. What's funny is, even now, perhaps Jožek could have turned this around had he been just a little bit more, you know, a little bit more oomph behind his play. Had there been. I don't know, my dude. I feel like this was a missed win for the Nazis. And there we go. So, in summarization, I suppose. Yeah, don't lose your tanks randomly. If your opponent looks weak, he's probably weak, so just go kill him. You know, he saw which units he was building, so perhaps he should have known that numbers guy was weaker than he looked. But oh well, and then just double team people. That is the lesson. So anyways, I want to thank y'all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. And I'll see you soon.